Hi guys, Chill Brown Vegan here and welcome back to another video. Now before you say anything, yes, I know, I'm tardy to the party. The Parasite movie came out like forever ago, but I saw the Ramdon or the Japaguri that they made, which is that noodle dish, and I wanted to try it for myself. But as my channel suggests, I'm a vegan, so I had to make a few adjustments. If you are curious to see how I made this famous Korean dish, keep watching. So you don't need too many ingredients. You're just going to start with some type of instant black bean noodle. Make sure it doesn't have any dehydrated meat in it. And you'll also need some type of spicy noodle. I use this king cup noodle because it's spicy. Usually the nogori would be some type of spicy seafood. Okay, so this is a pretty good substitute for it, I think. And for the meat, I'm using Gardein sizzling Szechuan beef with strips. I am just simply not using the sauce that comes with it. Okay, so go ahead and get your pan ready by pouring some oil into it and heating it up. And then you want to coat the bottom of the pan, make sure it gets all over so that nothing sticks when you cook it. We're going to cook up the beefless strips first since it takes about 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like. Now, tell me if you see something wrong here. Does one of these things not look like the other? Because I'm pretty sure that this does not look like the picture, but we're just gonna go on with it. Go ahead and put the beefless strips in the pan. Make sure you do not use your hands like I did. Use a spatula or tongs or something. And you're going to be flipping it for about 10 minutes until it gets nice and brown. I did about 2 minutes on each side and would rotate every 2 minutes. Once it's browned to perfection, go ahead and put the lid on it, turn the heat off and set it aside. It's time to work on the noodles. I'm pouring some hot water into this pot. I like to do it this way because I think it boils a little bit faster rather than using cold water. And here's what the noodles look like. These are the black bean noodles. Nothing to see here, folks. Just looks like regular noodles. The only thing special about it is that it comes with a sauce rather than a seasoning packet. So that's going to change things up a little bit, but not too much. And here is what the king cup noodles look like. Yeah, I mean, no surprise, just ramen noodles. There's the seasoning packet as expected. And then on the bottom, that's where some of the dehydrated vegetables are. And here is a side-by-side comparison of the noodles. These are the only nudes that I ever want to see, okay? Okay, glad that we cleared that up. So go ahead and put the noodles into the boiling water. Now, again, don't be like me. You want to get a bigger pot because clearly it's a little bit crowded in there, but it's going to work out once it starts to soften up a little bit. There, we can just put one on top of the other. Once the noodles start to soften up a little bit, you do want to start to break them up and spread it out. Swirl it around. Make sure that everything gets cooked nice and evenly. You're going to cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes. You don't want to cook it too long or the noodles are going to be super soft. You know this already. You've probably cooked ramen noodles a dozen times. I don't know why I'm saying this. But you want to remove it from the heat when it's done and pour it into a colander. And make sure that you do reserve some of that water that it was in. It has some good flavor that we're going to use a little bit later. Now go ahead and pour the noodles back into the pot. Make sure you do turn the heat off at this point. And now we're gonna add in the packets. So go ahead and add in the spicy packet. If you don't like it too spicy, you can just add about half. I added half just because I was concerned about the sodium. And then I'm adding in the black bean sauce as well. Okay, and you just want to make sure that everything gets nice and combined and that you mix it up. It is a little bit dry, so here's where the water comes in. Since it's a sauce and not the seasoning packet, you might want to add about a half a cup of that noodle water. But if you were able to find one that was a seasoning packet that didn't have any meat, you're going to add a cup of water and stir it up until it's nice and combined. Here is the dish. It looks pretty good, right? Now, I will say I did go ahead and try out the beefless bites or whatever these things are called from Gardein. It's okay. I think it would be even better with some tofu or some mushrooms, or field roast sausage would go really well with this. Just my opinion. It smells good. It smells really, really good. So, here's the first bite. It's hot. This stuff is good. I can see why people were recreating it all over the internet. Now this isn't quite Japaguri, but it's pretty darn close. It's very good, but I don't know if you necessarily need 2 different types of noodles to get this flavor. There's a lot of sodium in instant noodles, so maybe just get the Japaguri and then just put some red pepper flakes on it. That would probably give it a similar taste. As the kids say, it slaps.
What's going on here? Oh, sir, I'm arrested. Oh.
Look, it is so good. So I definitely give this a 10 out of 10. We'll make again, we'll eat again for sure. And I did eat it again. This time I tried it with the field roast sausage and it was even better. I made a whole meal out of it. I added some kimchi, some string beans, and some spring rolls, and it was just fantastic. It was so good that I had it again. This time I just had it with some roasted red bell peppers. This is yum, yum, yum. It's hot. The more you eat it, the hotter your mouth gets. But it's not too hot. I've definitely had a lot spicier. If you're someone who doesn't like spicy things, I think this is a nice amount of heat. But if you're like me and you like hot stuff, you could, you know, throw some jalapenos in here or something. So I hope you try this out. Let me know down in the comments below if you do. But before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.